All right, man. Vergil Ortiz returned fire on Boots. So for the most part, Boots he broke his silence on what Jaron, what Vergil Ortiz ducking. And my thing is he should have been doing that the whole time, man. He missed a lot of marketing opportunities. You know what I'm saying? He missed a lot of marketing opportunities by not in my opinion, by not putting belt to ass, not putting boot to the back of Vergil Ortiz's neck. And I just let you know, like Team Boots don't have no sense of marketing. They don't understand it. You can't, be respectful and humble in this game, or at least silent in this game like they've been. You gotta pop your shit. You gotta be like, when you sign the contract, day 10 going by. This pussy dude ain't signed the contract. He don't really want it with Boots. That's promotion. That's promotion. You can't give this dude a G pass. And they love giving the other G pass, even though they know they didn't want Bud. They stayed dissing Bud because it was personal. It's personal between Bud and Philly over that Ray Robinson shit. It's personal. But you need that same energy. You need that same energy, respectfully, for Vergil Ortiz, if not more. You need that same energy. You got to put belt to ass verbally. You got to destroy him socially, because guess what? Not only is that going to make him look bad, but it's going to make you look good. You making a silent agreement with him by not saying nothing, that just make it seem like you in on it. That just make it seem like you part of the problem. That's what I'm saying. They have no sense of how to market and how to promote. And Eddie Hearn giving updates and you hiding and you don't have nothing to say. It's pretty disgusting. And now you come out and say something. Like, why did you wait so long to say something? I don't understand that. But I mean, So Boosie, I did everything in my power to make this fight happen for the fans. I waited long enough and I stayed quiet through it all. And that's the problem. Why did you stay quiet? You waited long enough, right? You waited long enough. Of course you did, because he can't literally fight. It looks like Vergil or his team really didn't want to fight. I came to his fight in his hometown, told him he was next. That was November. It's March and still nothing. It's time to move on. 2 division champ moving on. I mean, we've been to it's time to move on. We knew that 2 weeks ago, a week ago. I told y'all the truth was going to come to the light. So then Vergil Ortiz responded, says nobody's smart enough to know and how to read between the lines to see we actually tried to make the fight happen despite all the ongoing legal fights. I spelled it out for you and everybody else. A lot of y'all must have missed out the critical thinking. And so, no, ain't no critical thinking, dude. Don't nobody believe you, bro. You a bitch. Nobody believe. All of a sudden, it came out, oh, I wanted this amount of money. Whatever the money Boots, unless you saying that Boots is getting so much more money than you, then I would agree. So Boots was getting $6-7 million, and you like, hell nah, man. All right, if that's the case, no, I don't think that was the case. I don't think that was the case. You didn't want to fight, and people already know the gig is up with Oscar De La Fuya, and his duck crew. We know what's up with y'all, man. Y'all don't stand on no type of business. Y'all don't have no spot. Y'all Mexicans is scared to fight blacks. And that's the God honest truth. Y'all scared to fight. And then your daddy wanted to jump in and man, shut up. You out here fighting fans. You better stop fighting fans. Some people ain't trying to fight. I'll leave it at that. So I don't really understand. You was quiet through it all, and I get it. You going through a legal battle, and I respect you being quiet. But Boots should have been belt to ass. That's what I still don't understand, why Boots didn't really stump this motherfucker into the mud verbally. He should have, because he deserved it. Because he didn't want to fight. They fighting. They doing all this battling because they didn't want to fight. They didn't want to fight the first time. They knew that Boots was entrenched in a. They knew that Boots was entrenched into a he was entrenched into a fight. He was entrenched in trying to get a belt, and he ended up unifying and being the lineal title, something that Vergil didn't do. You know, so I mean, it's interesting. So it was some more stuff. So let me pull the rest of the stuff up. I don't know how my ex tab got closed. That's crazy. But yeah, they knew they wasn't trying to make no fight, bro. They trying to say, oh, we tried to make. We know y'all, man. Twinkle Toes, we know you well. Twinkle Toes, you breaking my heart. We know you well. OC, get run up. It's the rock. It's the rock. I did the Jada kiss. He said Vergil is literally spending a lot of his own money to sue Oscar to fight you. You can't beat this. Man, we don't care about that, dog. Instead of you spending all that money, just get in the fucking ring and take the money they offering. Right? Instead of you spending money, you can make money. You know, and it came out, and I was listening to Marcos Villegas, shout out to Fight Hub. I was listening to him, and it's a lot of stuff we already know. I don't know where he was. He was reading from Boxer Scene, and about what was happening, but it was all stuff we already pretty much was hearing about the money. He was getting $3 million with upside on pay-per-view. Vergil Ortiz, and you know, the manager Rick Mirgit came back and said, "Well, you know what, homeboy, give us $7 million flat fee. We don't want the 50% on the upside, because you know what, Rick Mirgit and them knew that the fight wasn't gonna sell." And we said it again. Rick Mirgit and Vergil, they knew this fight wasn't gonna do well on pay-per-view. And that was Oscar said, "Look here, we give you a minimum of $3 million for this fight." So he gave him a minimum of $3 million with back end money. That's from what Marcos Villegas said. I don't see the article. The article might have been real old because it was a lot of stuff we already knew. And he said, "We'll give you $3 million." You know, and basically they wanted the money up front. And wasn't no back end money coming. Let me say that once again. Wasn't no back end money coming, bro. This fight wasn't probably gonna do 100,000 pay-per-view. The Zone don't do a great job marketing fights. Both of these fighters don't have commercial appeal as far as to get people in the ring to watch them. Watch them. Real talk. Most of them they don't have that commercial appeal. You know what I'm saying? In the ring, it's gonna be explosive, but you still need to bring the get the herd to water for them to drink. Without getting them there, they can't drink the water. You feel me? So at the end of the day, they is going to put on a great fight, in my opinion. I think that's as sure as a great fight that you can see in boxing. But, the issue comes getting people to watch the fight. That's the issue. Getting people to come and watch the fight, and that's the major issue, bro. And I don't think Boost talked enough. I don't think the press conference would have been engaging enough, and I also don't think the Zone would have put the marketing dollars in there for them to do well. So Vergil was basically like, "Give me my Fetty Wap up front," and I don't blame him. To be honest, I don't blame him for that part of it, because the fight wasn't gonna sell. So I'm gonna take you gonna offer me my minimum purse and say we're gonna give it to you on the back end after y'all sell 200,000 buys. They wasn't gonna get to 200,000 buys. I'll tell you that right now. I can tell you that right now. They wasn't getting into no 200,000 buys. I can tell y'all that right now. They wasn't getting to no 200,000 buys. They was not getting there. So say what you want to say. They wasn't about to make it. And they knew, and Vergil and them knew it. So be it. And that's being lost in this. He was getting his minimum to fight Boots. And this and to be respect and keep it a bean, this ain't even no pay-per-view fight. Respectfully, this shouldn't even be on pay-per-view. Respectfully, this shouldn't even be on pay-per-view. This should be a regular fight. Neither one of these dudes got no appeal to the casual public. So that's crazy to me. So Vergil and them knew they weren't gonna make no money off this fight. They knew it. They knew it, man. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit the link in the description and say find me everywhere: X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.